Welcome into OutKick the show. I am your fearless leader, Clay Travis. I appreciate all of you hanging out with me a little bit later today than normal. It has been, not surprisingly, a tough day in the city of Nashville for everybody out there who is not aware. I know a lot of people from Nashville watch or listen to the OutKick programming, and obviously I am a born and raised Nashvilleian. And the city of Nashville last night around 1 a.m. Central, a tornado came barreling through the city, created a great deal of damage in the city of Nashville, surrounding communities, and then continued on into the eastern part of Middle Tennessee and created a lot more death and destruction. Right now, the number 22 deaths surrounding that incident. We are going to raise, hopefully, a lot of money at OutKick. I'm going to get on Twitter here in a little bit and announce that we are going to donate all the proceeds from the OutKick store for the remainder of the week to charity. We're also going to try to design some sort of shirt that will be entirely a charity donation that you can make wherever you may live across the country. So the city of Nashville is in a tough spot right now. If you've ever visited here, if you've ever spent any time in this area, it is going to be a substantial issue going forward for many people over the weeks, days, and months ahead to get everything back in shape. Yes, I am fine. All of my family is fine. All of the property that I own in Nashville is fine. I had no issues. So I was very fortunate. A lot of people were not anywhere near as fortunate in being able to withstand this storm that came through late last night. And so we're going to try to do our best, as we've done with the hurricane that hit down on the Gulf Coast, with Houston, and many people are fans of OutKick in Texas, with the wildfires that we had out in California. When there are major disasters that befall a community that is a big part of the OutKick audience, we try and do everything to help out with, as best we can, some small measure of help in this situation. So if you didn't know about that story, that is what has been going on in Nashville. There's a lot that you can do, a lot of places you can donate, but OutKick will try to do something as well this is early notice, next Friday. Not this Friday, but next Friday during the SEC basketball tournament, we will be doing an event at the bar that I own part of, the Downtown Sporting Club, 411 Broadway, which is just a couple of blocks down from where the SEC basketball tournament will be going on. We'll be doing an event there on Friday the 13th of March from 2 to 7 o'clock. So you can be there, and you should be in good shape. So this is what is coming. So just so you know that we have that event that we are going to be a part of, and hopefully we can make a difference in some small way for all the people who have had major issues as we go forward. All right, Super Tuesday is tonight. I went and voted already. I appreciate everybody out there who exercises their franchise right. It is arguably the most important right that we have, to go out and select our leaders, whether you are a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent. I hope if you are a part of the Super Tuesday states, as I am here in Tennessee, I hope that you went out and you voted. It looks like this is going to turn into one heck of an interesting race, as Amy Klobuchar, Mayor Pete have dropped out, and now it seems to have come down to Bernie versus Biden versus Bloomberg. And really, it appears that it's going to come down the stretch run here in such a way that there probably is going to end up being a contested convention. And in the event that there is a contested convention, I think that Joe Biden is most likely to get the nomination, which is wild because last week you could have gotten him around 10-1. And so it is pretty incredible to see all of the coalescing, all of the coalescing that has gone on around Joe Biden since he won South Carolina by 30 points. I believe if you look at the map, it's likely Biden is essentially going to win all of the South. The rest of the country is likely to be won by Bernie Sanders. 15% of the vote is what you need to get in order to attain delegates. It seems likely that Bloomberg is going to attain a decent delegate count, but I believe Super Tuesday is going to most prominently belong to Joe Biden. And I think in a massive swing, I didn't think that Klobuchar and also that Mayor Pete were going to drop out as quickly as they have. I believe that Joe Biden is most likely now to go up against Donald Trump. The question will be, how will the Bernie bros respond when they find out that their guy Bernie Sanders has managed to lose in 2016 because all the powers that be in the Democratic Party aligned against him and supported Hillary Clinton? And now he's also likely to lose in 2020 because all the powers that be are going to ally behind Joe Biden, and they are going to keep Bernie Sanders from being able to be the nominee. I believe that's going to happen. Could we see some form of extreme protest like we saw back in 1968 in Chicago that helped propel Richard Nixon to election because of the riots that we saw in Chicago? The Democratic convention is going to be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Will the Bernie bros still show up and support the Democratic nominees? I don't think there's any doubt that Joe Biden is better for the Democratic Party, but what's going to happen with the Bernie bros? That's going to be the number one story that's worth following if I am correct. And it appears that Joe Biden is going to be the big winner coming into Super Tuesday. It is wild, however, that effectively the Democratic race has come down to two 78-year-olds and a 77-year-old, all three white men. You hear all the time about how the Democratic Party hates old white men, and at least their base does. And who are their nominees for president? Three old white men. Bernie Sanders, Mayor Bloomberg, and now Joe Biden. Those are the three choices that the Democratic Party is left with, and I believe it will be Joe Biden finding a way to win. Finally, this is going to be a wild story. We had Andrew Marchand on my show earlier this morning to talk about his scoop that CBS tried to make a run at Peyton Manning for CBS to pair with Jim Nantz. How about now the story that is out of Sports Business Journal that right now Peyton Manning is being pursued by Monday Night Football, that he could be the solution to fixing the booth since they went Jason Witten, Booger McFarland, and Joe Tessitore, and last year it was Booger McFarland and Joe Tessitore. If ESPN wants to establish that they deserve a part of the Super Bowl rotation, and if they are going to move Monday Night Football to ABC, will they be able to go out and pay Peyton Manning big money? Now, I don't know about you guys. I know Peyton Manning has a lot of money, and I know he's been incredibly successful in his career. But how many people out there turn down $150 million plus to go be an analyst on Monday Night Football? I know Peyton Manning has a lot of money, and I know he values his time, but I just can't imagine with the new dollar figure that has been set, with the salary that is in place for Tony Romo, if ESPN's willing to give Peyton Manning $15 million a year. And I think there is a good chance that that will happen as they talk about, yes, moving Monday Night Football from just ESPN back to ABC. I think there's a good chance they simulcast it, and also that they go after that Super Bowl. How many of you out there could turn down that kind of money, even if you already have a ton of money on the table? This will be the most difficult no of Peyton Manning's career if ESPN is truly coming after him as aggressively as it appears that they might be coming after him. All right. My name is Clay Travis. I appreciate all of you. I got to get out of here. I got to go coach Little League Baseball tonight. I appreciate all of you. Again, how can you help out here in Nashville and in the state of Tennessee in general? If you go to OutKick, anything that's up on our site, all of the proceeds for the rest of the week, I will match, and the rest will go to charity. I appreciate all of you. It will be interesting to see what happens tonight in Super Tuesday. If you're watching and you haven't voted yet, go vote. Kisses. DBAP unless you need to SBAP. Prayers up for Nashville and all of those affected outside of the Nashville area as the tornadoes swept through the countryside last night. Love you. Kisses. D-Bat. This has been OutKick the show. I'll talk to you tomorrow, 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern on OutKick the coverage. See y'all. Bye. Love you. Thank you, Facebook. See ya.